Hallo of goeiedag. My name is Coetzee, or most people just call me Dries. And I'm the pastor at University Presbyterian Church in San Antonio. And I'm so much looking forward to be with you at Midwinters. And I know it's going to be different. I know it's going to be virtual, and many of the traditions or the activities you look forward to every year is not going to take place. But I think that's the challenge for us all this year, is that we embrace the new and the different, as that is very much part of our conversation this year at Midwinters, is how do we embrace that which is different to us, or that which is new to us. How do we make that part of who we are, and how do we allow that to transform us so that we might become more and grow in the likeness of Jesus. I've been fortunate now that I've been in ministry for about 23 years. I actually immigrated to the United States in 1998. March 15th, I arrived on the Houston airport, Houston, Texas, Houston airport with 2 suitcases. And St. Paul Presbyterian Church there welcomed me as their youth pastor. And I've been fortunate to serve a Presbyterian church then in Houston, in Bloomington, Minnesota, in Worcester, Ohio, and now here in San Antonio. I'm married to my wife Beth, and between the two of us, we have 5 children. Beth has 3 children from a previous marriage, and then the two of us adopted 2 boys from Ethiopia when they were 6 and 9 years old. So you'll see the paintings here behind me is part of their heritage in Ethiopia, and it is to remind us here in our house not only of the culture of our sons, but it's a reminder that we do belong to a global village. And that is something I would like to bring to you as well during Midwinters, is that we do belong to a global community or a global family, which growing up in apartheid South Africa very much influenced my life. And my call to ministry I actually received while being a teenager. Yes, a teenager, your age, I received my call to ministry. Because to me, during that time, I started questioning why we have to go to different churches. Why do we have to go to different grocery stores or walk through different doors? Because apartheid is very much the same as segregation here in the United States. The word apartheid itself is an Afrikaans word that means separate, means that there were, during the time I grew up, signs on every door, whites only or blacks only. And so that hugely informed my life. And therefore, I think because of that, I became a pastor, because I want to bring about and help bring about the kingdom of God, or for the world to become more in God's likeness. So I hope to share some of this experience with you. And I'm so excited that Natasha is my co-presenter, because we do come from different ethnic groups. And as you already heard, we have 2 totally different life experiences. So I wonder what will happen when you bring a black woman from the United States of America with a white guy from South Africa, white older guy from South Africa. And I wonder how the Spirit will move us, and the conversation we will have between the 2 of us, and the learning that can take place in such a conversation. They ask, well, if I should write an autobiography about my life, what would be the title? I would say it's Becoming More Human. I already told you that I grew up in a segregated society in apartheid South Africa. And I think most of my life I have spent trying to cultivate being human and what it means to be human. You know, when we grow up in cultures or systems like apartheid or segregation or racism, it affects all of us. And we forget that. it affects the oppressor and the oppressed, as it takes away our humanity. So for me, in my life, I have really tried to reflect on my life, and this is very interesting. The phase you are in now is so influential on your life. And that is that phase that I'm still thinking about and reflecting on, and see how I can become human, how I can cultivate Jesus' likeness within me so I can be a member of society, contribute, but also willing to change. What have I watched recently on Netflix, Hulu, Disney, and Prime? You know, there's so many streaming services, and it's difficult not always trying to watch the same thing. So recently, my wife and I challenged ourselves to watch something different. So one of the shows we recently watched was Insecure on HBO by Issa Rae, and it was very different, but we've learned a lot by just watching a show that we normally would not have watched. Well, thank you so much, and I'm really, really looking forward to be a presenter with Natasha, to learn from her, to spend some time with her. I heard through the grapevine that she actually put a challenge out to me to do some rapping, I think I heard. Now, that might be dangerous to have a white guy from South Africa rap, but I think I'll take Natasha up on a challenge. Thank you very much.